Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be giving my 1-year review of my Robalo 246 Cayman. So first thing right off the back, you will notice my letters are now gone. I no longer have any more letters. When we pulled the boat down to Florida Keys, we lost our letters. We lost them in the water. I think a wave came up and knocked off one of the letters, and we tried to get some new letters, but they were too expensive. And so I just took them off, and I actually have a video showing how I took them off. Walking around the boat, everything else is looking really good. Trim tabs, no corrosion. None of the stainless steel bolts are eroding away. There's different grades of stainless steel, and sometimes you'll start seeing rust stains right in around here, but you can see no rust stains are showing up. Everything's looking really sharp still. One thing that I had to do, I took all the brakes on here because I blew out a hub pulling it down to Florida Keys, and put the brakes back on, but they just weren't working good, and so I just left the brakes off. I've not found that to be a problem when towing the boat. Going around some more, everything else is looking good. Paint's not been fading, still looks brand new. I got my tire rack still on. I did change that. I did have an 8-inch one that slid over the top, and I ended up going to Bass Pro Shop and buying the 11 or 12-inch one, and so now it is locked in here. The yellow roller still doing good. You can see I really don't have any marks from pulling it up and driving it up. Am getting a little bit of rust down here on the jack. The front of the trailer hitch looking good. Not much rust on the chains, which is just wire, but still looking really good. Coming around to the trailer. Trailer's looking really good. You can see that the aluminum brackets and the stainless steel, you don't have any corrosion where those two meet at. The bunk's really good. Looking down, my plastic cover fell off the last time I went out and I backed the boat up, so I just need to take these off next time we go fishing. I just need to take these all the way off and put them in the back of my truck. Alright, let's walk inside the boat and see how everything is looking inside. Starting with the front hatch. Hatches are starting to look really good. Starting to get a little bit of mildew up here. I kind of am able to get it off with toilet bowl cleaner and bleach, but I can't really get it completely off. So if you guys have any good products that could take this kind of mildew off, let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section. I definitely will try it. Coming back, so I lost one of my caps right here. I lost it, and I ended up having to replace this one. And what happened was it just popped out of the little bracket there. But I got this off of Amazon for $2, and it came with a pack of 2. I'm going to get me a chain, and so I'm going to pretty much get me a chain and make it look just like that one. I'm just waiting for the chain to come in. Looking at the live wells do really good, but you can see in my first video, I cannot get rid of this stuff, guys. I don't know what to do to get rid of this mildew. It's like etched in there. I've used toilet bowl cleaner, bleach, had some yellow bottle thing I tried to use. It didn't really work. You can see that I'm starting to get mildew around the gaskets here. And I do clean these pretty regularly, but it just, once it's on there, it just doesn't seem like it wants to come off. Seats looking good. Seats looking good underneath the bilge. I'm really happy. Whoa, I can't get this open with one hand. I'm really happy how everything looks in here. Very clean. You don't see any rust stains anywhere. You got a little bit of water discoloration at the very bottom, but that ain't bad at all. Looks really good though. Hardly any mildew on the gaskets right here. One thing I absolutely in love with on this seat is these drains on both sides. I mean, on my old boat, I would just have a big puddle of mildew, water, algae kind of growing up, but since they were smart and put drains on either side, none of that here on this boat. Really glad of that. Looking at the back live well, same thing. You'll see kind of this mildewy, dirty kind of finish here that I just can't get off. Look at this though. This is one thing I am really happy about. Look how clean it is in here. Look at that. I mean, after a year of fishing, taking it to the Keys, I mean, just beautiful in there. My last boat, after a year of having it, it was completely filled up with mildew just because it was so wet down there. Bucket's holding up good. We use the bucket a lot. Going up to the dash. Everything's looking good on the dash still. My double-sided tape, you see I have no screws there, still holding good. All the coverings on the buttons, holding up very good to the elements. See all these coverings good. Seats are holding up really good. Kind of look at here, look up in the dash. Love this area, guys. I store my GoPro in here, my wallet, my keys. Really love how dry this is staying up here. Going inside the console, so one of the kids left one of their drink bottles in here from playing in here. So this is one thing, I don't know if it was like this when I bought the boat, because it had this black mat in here, but I was cleaning out the boat, and one thing I noticed once I cleaned in here is, look at all these cracks. I mean, just cracks everywhere. It looks like they formed from like these dimples right in here, but I got a hammer and I hit them to make sure there's no air, like no air pockets in there, and they're solid, but I mean, it's just cracked up, just looks ugly with the mat. So when you buy your boat, check underneath here and see if it is cracked or not cracked when you buy it. When I bought my boat, I did not check underneath this mat. But the console, underneath the console here, in general, it stays pretty dry. It does get a little bit of water in it if you are washing the boat and you spray it just directly in there. And what happens is, you have this lip here, but if you have too much pressure coming up here, it just spills over the lip a little bit. But it stays so much drier than my previous boats. Let's start this back in here. These little bumpers are pretty cool. So I changed out my blue bumpers with these Bass Pro Shop bumpers, and I like them a lot better on this boat. Let me show you this real quick. One thing is that they air up on their own. You see right now they don't have any air in them, and you unscrew this top. Let's see if I can hold the camera and do it at the same time. Unscrew this top right here, and they air up. And sometimes I'll give them, just blow a little air in it. And there it goes, it's aired up completely. I screw off the top, screw the top back down. But look how much protection you get when you put it on the side of your boat. You just get way more protection. I clipped it right here. I'm not gonna clip it right now, but it just does a lot better. It doesn't roll around like the blue ones did, the circular ones. They would just roll around. And so I really do like these. I got these at Bass Pro Shop. I think they were probably about 12 bucks, $12 or $6, but man, they're really nice. I'm gonna put this back away here in a second. So you saw in my previous video that I replaced one of the cup holders with a rod cup holder. This is a must do, absolutely love it. Looking inside the rod holders, this side looks very clean still. Still don't have much water built up back here. It stays really dry. Everything's looking good. Ever since I fixed this, that one time, never had a problem with it again. Going to the center. Very clean still. This is just from dirt and stuff, but nothing to be concerned about. Onboard battery charger, been in some rough water. No problem with it being installed here. Doesn't move or anything. Batteries are really good in here. Haven't had any problems with the batteries. But you can still see that kind of mildew underneath these things that I cannot get off. Underneath the ice chest, this one has a lot of mildew around, and I'm thinking about replacing this one. Right here, I took some people fishing and they cut their piece of their bait right here and cut my gasket, but I just ended up super gluing it back right there. But I think about replacing this gasket just to make it look new again. One thing I've noticed after using the ice chest a lot is that you will get a little bit of water that just ponds right here for a little bit after you wash it out. There's some kind of suction, won't let it just drain out completely. But that is something I found out too when I've started using the fish box a lot, that you will have just a little bit of water that ponds up right here, and I was told that is normal. And what it is just a suction that forms and won't let it drain. Going up to the forward live well. So this is another thing. I don't know if any of you guys that have Caymans are noticing this. Robalo is going to replace them. They already said they would, but you see how all these are broken? That piece is broken off here, these little gaskets here. They're just hard to find right now. Can't get anything in with the whole shipping thing. You can see this one a little broken up here. This one, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4 that Robalo is going to fix for me. They're just going to send me the parts and I'm just going to put them in. One of the guys at Sunrise says sometimes when they install it, they just put those screws in too tight and it makes them break. The anchor thing, man. So the anchor I got fits in here, but in really rough water, it bounces all around. You can see that I did fix this in a video, and now, I mean, it just scratches itself right here again. I'm kind of torn on replacing this anchor with a smaller anchor, but I really don't think a small anchor is going to hold this boat down when it's really windy or the current's really ripping. This anchor does a really good job of holding the boat, and so I'm still debating on if I'm going to replace this anchor or not, but I just can't get it to stay in place. It keeps moving all around, and you can see here it kind of scratched up right in here a little bit, and you know, I'll put it back in its place. I even put a bungee cord down there to hold it, and it popped off, but it will not just stay that way. Maybe let me know if you guys are having problems with y'all's anchors as much as I am. I might as well just go ahead and buy another anchor. If y'all have an anchor that is working really good in your Robalo 246 Cayman, let me know, because I'm just gonna probably go buy another one. It ain't worth having the boat get all scratched up about it. Get the boat all scratched up. The deck looks really good. The star pattern does really good. It has really good grip. I don't think I'm missing anything else. All the lights work good. Speakers are holding up good to the elements. All of them still work. All the underwater lights, and not underwater lights, but all my live well lights, they all still work. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just want to kind of give you a 1-year update, kind of showing the problems that I was having and the things that are working really good. But I hope this kind of gives you a little bit more information. Help you make a better decision on what type of boat you want to get. But also, you can see light bar doing awesome up here. It's still holding up very good too. All right guys, well, I'll see you on the water.